Good morning, class. In last class, we have studied about the trade policy, that is import substitution, India's foreign trade at the time of independence, and India's foreign trade after the independence. Now we are going to start a new topic, that is inward looking trade strategy. In order to attain self reliance, India followed a policy of protection. The basic aim of this policy was to protect domestic industries from the foreign competition. It was assumed that if the domestic industries are protected, they will learn to compete in the course of time. After planners also feared the possibility of the foreign exchange being spent on the import of the luxury goods if no restriction were placed on import. Export too were not promoted until the mid 1980s. This policy is popularly known as inward looking trade policy or a policy of import substitution. Okay. In order to attain self reliance, the main objective main objective of the planning of India planning commission, the main objective is self reliance, and India is following that policy for the policy to protect our domestic industries and domestic production. The basic aim of the policy to protect our domestic industries from the foreign competition. Okay, basic aim was that India should be protected from the foreign competition, and the domestic industry should be motivated, so the people of the country will use the commodities which is producing in the domestic country itself. It was assumed that if the domestic country industries are protected, they will learn to compete in the course of time. कि अगर हमारा जो भी डोमेस्टिक इंडस्ट्रीज प्रोटेक्टेड रहेंगी, तो they will able to compete with the foreign competitor with the course of time. With the change of the time, the domestic industries will also capable to compete with the foreign competitors. Our planners also feared that the possibility of foreign exchange being is spent on the import of the luxury goods if no restriction were placed on the import. Okay, जो planners थे, they are also feared that all the foreign exchange, all the foreign currency will be expense on the those goods which are importing in our country, like all the luxury goods, if there is no restriction were put on that. Okay, जो हमारे planners थे वो ये भी उनको एक fear था कि अगर हम लोग जो भी इंपोर्ट कर रहे हैं गुड्स, लग्जरी गुड्स, अगर उन पे कोई भी रिस्ट्रिक्शंस नहीं लगेगा, तो जो भी हमारी फॉरेन करेंसीज़ है, फॉरेन एक्सचेंज है, वो सारे क्या हो जाएंगे, वो वहाँ पे सारे स्पेंड हो जाएंगे. दे ऑल आर स्पेंड इन द एक्सपेंडिचर. वेन एवर वी इम्पोर्ट ऑल द लग्जरी गुड्स, इट इज़ एक्सपेंसेस ऑन द importing the goods. Export too were not promoted until the mid 1980s. Okay, export also not promoted, encouraged until the 1980s. This policy is popularly known as inward looking trade policy or a policy of import substitution. That policy to protect the domestic industries from the foreign competitor, it is called the inward looking trade strategy or the policy of import substitution, that we replacing or substitute the imported good with the domestic goods. Inward looking trade strategy refers to the policy of having reliance on import substitution and protection of the domestic industries through import restrictions and import duties. Okay, the basic main aim of the inward looking trade strategy is to policy having reliance on the import substitution. We have to substitute the imported goods and protect our domestic industries through import restriction and import duties. We have imposed different kind of taxes and different type of taxes like tariff, quota, so that we can protect our domestic industries from the imported goods. Import substitution implies domestic production of goods which the country has been importing. ओके, इम्पोर्ट सब्सटीट्यूशन का सिंपली मीन्स यही था कि जो भी डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है गुड्स का, विच कंट्री हैव बीन इम्पोर्टिंग, जो कंट्री इम्पोर्ट करी है उसको क्या करना था, उसको प्रोटेक्ट करना था, उसको सब्सटीट्यूट करना था विद द डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्शन. दिस स्ट्रैटेजी वॉज एडॉप्टेड टू the basic motive of adopting the inward looking trade strategy is save foreign exchange, what the foreign currency which we expend on the importing goods. First of all we have to save the foreign exchange, after that achieve the self reliance, that we are not dependent upon the other country for their food. In this policy, the government protected the domestic industries from foreign competition. Protection from import took two forms, that is tariff and quotas. We know government was protected our country from the foreign competition, and it was in the two form, that is tariff and the quota. Tariff are a tax on the imported goods. These make imported goods more expensive and thus discourage import. We have already studied this. Tariff is kind of a tax which is imposed on the imported goods, and it makes the import more costlier and discourage imports. Okay, and the second one is quota. Quota is imposing on the quantity of goods, how much quantity the goods is importing which can be imported, how much the goods is imported, how much quantity of goods is imported, it is basically imposed on that goods. Tariff and quota protect the domestic firm from the foreign competition. Okay, जो tariff और quota था वो क्या कर रहा था, domestic firm को protect कर रहा था from the foreign competition and intend to save foreign exchange by making imports expensive, and protect and save the also foreign exchange by the making import expensive. Whenever the import become expensive, then our foreign exchange will not transfer to the other country, and thus we can save our foreign exchange. Reason for the import substitution, what are the different reason why we have adopted the import substitution or inward looking trade strategy? Since the industries of the developing country were not able to face world competition, it was assumed that if industries were protected, they would be able to face competition. As we know, our country, the Indian economy is not in condition to face the competition with the foreigners. So the first of all, the planning commission has think about that we have to save our country first, because they are not in condition to face the competition. We have to first of all protect our country, our domestic industries to face the competition. कि सिंपली उनका यही था कि जो इंडस्ट्रीज़ हैं, इंडिया की इंडस्ट्रीज़ हैं, वो अभी इतना कैपेबल नहीं हैं कि वो वर्ल्ड के कंपटीशन को फेस कर पाएंगी. इट वॉज अज्यूम इफ़ दीज इंडस्ट्रीज़ वर प्रोटेक्टेड दे वुड एबल टू फेस कंपटीशन. अगर इनको हम प्रोटेक्ट किए रहेंगे इन future period of time, in course of time, they will able to face the competition with the foreigner itself. Import substitution were desired to safeguard the foreign exchange reserve and also be self-sufficient. It is also imposed basically for the saving the our foreign exchange, as well as to make the self-sufficient, at that we are not dependent on the other country for our food supply. Their next topic is critical appraisal of the industrial development. In this, we will study about the positive as well as the negative impact of the industrial development. What are the pros and cons of the industrial development, where we see that it is positively impact on the industrial development, and where it has too many drawback, that it is not fulfill all the objective which have been made for the industrial development. India adopted this policy to protect its domestic industries from the foreign competition. It has positive as well as negative impact on the Indian economy. You know very well, everything has the two aspects, that is positive and negative. So here for the industrial development there is also two aspect, that is it has positive impact as well as negative impact. First of all, we study about the positive impact. The first one is rise in the industry's share of GDP. The proportion of GDP contributed by the industrial sector increased in the period from 11.8% in 1950 to 51 and 24.6% in 1991. Okay, the proportion of GDP which is contributed by the industrial sector, it is significantly rising. In 1950 we have seen that the contribution of GDP is only 11.8%, but when we see in 1991 till it becomes the 24.6% of the GDP. The rise in industrial share of GDP is an important indicator of development. The rising of the industrial share GDP, it shows there is development of the industrial sector. The 6% annual growth rate of the industrial sector during this period is commendable. Okay, it is too much markable that there is 6% annual growth rate. Annual growth rate means year by year growth rate was industrial sector is 6%. It is so markable and it is very appreciable for our country. From the industrial development we can see that there is rise in the industry's shares of GDP increases of the basically industrial sector. In 1950 we have seen that it was only 11.8%, and when we see that in 1990 to 1991 it becomes to 24.6%. Next is diversification of industrial sector. The industrial sector become well diversified by 1990, largely due to the public sector. As public sector was accorded high priority in the process of industrialization, we were not confined to production of basic goods like cotton, jute, etc. Rather, variety of goods were being produced. Okay, industrial sector will become very diversified. Diversified means multi aspect. पहले हम क्या थे, कुछ पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट को ही प्रोड्यूस कर रहे थे. नाउ वी आर मूविंग टू डाइवर्सिफिकेशन ऑफ द industrial sector. We are producing different type of product, so that public sector has given the priority for the producing the goods in the process of industrialization. Now we are not limited to production of only the basic goods like cotton, jute, etc. We are producing the variety of the goods. Protection from the foreign competition enable the development of the indigenous industries in the area of electronic automobile sector, which otherwise could not have developed. Okay, protection from the foreign competition. We have protected from the foreign competition, which enable our country to development of indigenous industries. Indigenous means India मतलब home domestic industries को develop किया in the areas of, specifically in the area of electronic as well as automobile sector, which otherwise could not be developed. वो क्या थे, इतनी developed नहीं हो पाए. स्टिल क्या था कि डोमेस्टिक प्रोटेक्शन से डोमेस्टिक गुड्स का प्रोटेक्शन था फ्रॉम दी फॉरेन कंपटीशन. अभी हम लोग क्या था, फॉरेन कंपटीशन के बात ही नहीं कर रहे थे. हमारा क्या था, जो भी डोमेस्टिक में गुड्स प्रोड्यूस हो रहा था, ऑल दी कंज्यूमर कंज्यूम ओनली दोज गुड्स. सो वी आर प्रोटेक्टेड फ्रॉम दी फॉरेन गुड्स. Now the industries are producing like the automobile as well as electronic goods also. All this could be possible only because of the policy of protection. All the development in these industrial sector, it is possible only because of the import substitution, and that is inward looking trade strategy and the industrial development. A third is promotion of the small scale industry. The promotion of small scale industries gave opportunities to those people who did not have the capital to start large firm to get into business. Basically the promotion for establishing the small scale industries benefited only for those who are not capable to invest their capital in the large sector. So it is beneficial for the small owners or small entrepreneur that they are not able to invest their money in the large firms. This encourage small investors to invest and earn return on their investment. ओके, इसने क्या किया, ये स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री के प्रमोशन से स्मॉल इन्वेस्टर्स जो थे वो प्रमोट हुए, इनकरेज हुए कि वो मोर एंड मोर इन्वेस्ट किए एंड अर्न रिटर्न ऑन देयर इन्वेस्टमेंट, एंड दे अर्न दी return, they earn the level of interest on their investment. A small scale industry were to be developed to achieve objective of employment equality and equity. Since the main objective of establishing the small scale industry was there should be a generation of employment opportunities, regional equality as well as equity also. There should not be a difference between the income of the poor and rich. There should be equality in each sector and each employment area and each people also. Next is protection from the foreign competition. Domestic industries were protected from the foreign competition through heavy duty on the import, fixation of import quota. Okay, our domestic country were protected from the foreign competition through the different taxes, that is tariff and the quotas. Import duties basically imposed on the imported goods as well as import quotas. It is the tax imposed on the quantity of the goods which is imported. It was done to promote growth of the domestic industry to realize the objective of growth with the self-reliance. It was basically done to promote the growth of the domestic industry as well as to achieve the objective of the self-reliance. ये क्यों हुआ बेसिकली? ये इसलिए हुआ कि हम क्या करें, डोमेस्टिक इंडस्ट्रीज़ जो हैं उनको ग्रोथ को अगर उनको प्रोटेक्टेड करेंगे, हम प्रोटेक्ट कर देंगे तो दे आर एबल टू ग्रो देयर domestic industries as well as the objective of the growth of self-reliance. Means we are not dependent on the other country, especially for the food, so that we can achieve all those objective and we are moving for the development of the industrial sector. Now we are moving to negative impact. What are the different negative impact of the industrial development? Okay, first one is inefficient public monopolies. Monopoly, you know very well, there is one controller of the market. Though public sector made significant contribution to the growth of Indian economy, some economists criticize the performance of many public sector enterprises as these started turning into monopolies. Okay, we know that the public sector is playing very important role in the growth of Indian economy, but there are some critics and some economics said that if they know that they don't have any competitor, they bring all the monopolies of the market. State enterprise continue to produce certain goods and services although this was no longer required. Okay, जो स्टेट enterprises थे वो वैसे भी goods and services को produce करने में रह गए, जो अब उनकी requirement अब है भी नहीं, तो भी वो क्या थे, उनको मोनोपोली मिल गई कि उनके साथ कोई भी competition नहीं है. There is only public sector, so that they are free to produce the commodity if it is not required for the economy. As an example is the provision of telecommunication service. Due to the absence of competition, one had to wait for a long time to get a telephone connection. Okay, there is one example for the telecommunication that due to absence of competition means अगर for example आप ले लो BSNL है, अब BSNL है, अब अगर ये पब्लिक सेक्टर है, उन्हें पता है कि उनके साथ कंपटीशन में कोई नहीं है, एयरटेल नहीं है, वीडियोकॉन नहीं है, तो अगर उनके साथ कोई कंपटीशन में नहीं है तो वो क्या करेंगे, दे नो कि अब जो भी अगर कनेक्शन मेरे को ही देना है, तो वो लोग क्या थे, एकदम लीनियंट हो गए थे. दे डू नॉट प्रोवाइड द कनेक्शन एट दी राइट टाइम, कि उन्हें वो क्या करते थे, वो कोई भी कनेक्शन राइट टाइम पे देते ही नहीं थे, बिकॉज दे नो कि देयर इज़ नो कॉम्पिटिशन, there is no competitor in the market. Another instance was establishment of modern bread. It is the another example, a bread manufacturing firm. Modern bread is a bread manufacturing firm, as if private sector could not manufacture bread. Okay, because private sector bread को मेंटेन नहीं करी थी, मैन्युफैक्चर नहीं कर पा रही थी, तो दे ऑल्सो थिंक दैट दे हैड द मोनोपोली एंड दे डू नॉट प्रोड्यूस द ब्रेड itself. The firm was sold to private sector. Okay, जब ये देखा गया कि they are not doing well, so this government enterprise was sold to the private sector in the 2001. The second negative impact is lack of modernization, because there was no competition, there was no innovation and no modernization. You know very well, when there is no competition, we do not want to develop itself. Whenever we see that there is competition and there is one competitor with us who is compete with continuity, we have to improve our efficiency and we have to give more and more our effort. अगर हमें पता ही नहीं है कोई हमारा competitor नहीं है, तो हम कभी भी खुद को इम्प्रूव नहीं कर सकते जब तक हमको नहीं पता होगा कि हमारा कोई कंपटीशन है. तो सेम ये क्या था आपके इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट और मॉडर्नाइजेशन के भी साथ था. वहाँ पे देखा गया कि पब्लिक सेक्टर है, उनके पास कोई भी कॉम्पिटिटर नहीं है, तो वो लोग क्या थे, कोई भी मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजी, इनोवेशन, न्यू आइडियाज़ के थ्रू रन कर ही नहीं रहे थे. वो लोग दे आर हैप्पी वॉट एवर दे हैव. उन लोग खुश थे कि उनके पास जो भी है. दो पॉलिसी ऑफ प्रोटेक्शन कंटिन्यूड फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम, स्टिल देयर वर नो efforts spent to modernize and produce the maximum. Okay, the policy of the protection is continued for a longer period of time, so they do not make any effort to spend on the modernization, spend to do some innovation and to produce the maximum. They have limit their production, so they do not want to produce the more and more commodities. Indigenous production could not match the international स्टैंडर्ड. सो द इंडिजिनस इंडियन जो भी प्रोडक्शन हो रहा था, डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्शन हो रहा था, दे आर नॉट एबल टू कॉम्पीट विद दी, दे आर नॉट एबल टू स्टैंड विद द इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड. वो उनके स्टैंडर्ड को, इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड को मैच भी नहीं कर सकते थे. बिकॉज इंटरनेशनल, व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड, देयर वर मैनी कॉम्पिटिशन, सो दैट एवरी कंट्री वांट टू prove them best. But in India there is domestic protection, they are happy with whatever they are doing, so they do not modernize, they do not create any innovation. So indigenous goods could not even match the international standard. Next is concentration of power in public sector hands. There was so much of faith invested in public sector that after 4 decades of planned development of Indian economy, no distinction was made between what the public sector alone can do, what the private sector can also do. Okay, we see that we have so much faith on the public sector. Okay, कि public sector क्या थी कि सारा goods का protection कर रही थी. बट 4 डिकेड हो गए थे प्लान डेवलपमेंट के. मीन्स प्लान डेवलपमेंट वॉज मेड ऑन दी 1950. अभी ये किसकी कहाँ तक की बात कर रहा है, टिल 1990 की बात कर रहा है कि 40 ईयर्स हो गए, स्टिल देयर इज़ नो चेंजेस occurs in the development process. So no distinction between the made what the public sector alone can do. क्या पब्लिक सेक्टर, जो भी पब्लिक सेक्टर इंटरप्राइजेज हैं वो क्या अकेले कर सकते हैं, एंड व्हाट द प्राइवेट सेक्टर कैन ऑल्सो डू, what the private sector can also do. For example, even now only the public sector supplies the national defense, and even though the private sector can manage hotel wells, yet the government also run hotel. Okay, here it is given example that even now, till now, the public sector supplies the national defense. So at that time there is no distinction between them, कि what the public sector will do and what the private sector will do. So हियर वी सी दैट दी ओनली पब्लिक सेक्टर सप्लाइज दी नेशनल डिफेंस। अभी भी हम ये देखते हैं कि जो नेशनल डिफेंस है वो कौन सप्लाई कर रहा है, गवर्नमेंट के अंडर है। इवन दो द प्राइवेट सेक्टर कैन मैनेज होटल वेल्स येट द गवर्नमेंट ऑल्सो रन होटल्स। ओके, देयर आर सीवियर ओनली 1 or 2 severe percentage of hotels which is run by the government sector. So there is, it is defined कि that कि इवन दो प्राइवेट सेक्टर कैन मैनेज होटल्स वेल, उन्हें ये था कि जो प्राइवेट सेक्टर्स हैं वो क्या है, वो होटल्स को अच्छे से प्रॉपरली मैनेज कर सकते हैं। एक्चुअली द गवर्नमेंट कुड कॉन्सनट्रेट इट्स रिसोर्सेज ऑन important service which the private sector could not provide. Okay, actually the main motive behind this is the government sector will more focus on the resources for the important services, basically for the armed forces, national defense, atomic energy. They know that it is all the important services which is provided to them, so that they can take all the manage, they can take it for itself, and other sector is given, or other production of goods is given to the private sector. They know that they cannot control with the private sector, because in the private sector there are many competition, and for that purpose government taken all the important services with itself. Okay, fourth is difficulty to close unviable government enterprises. Difficulty to close unviable government enterprises. Many public sector firms incurred huge losses but continue to function because it is difficult to close a government undertaking, even if it is a drain of nation's limited resources. Okay, this does not mean that the private firms are always profitable. Indeed, quite a few of the public sector firms were originally private firms which were on the verge of the closure due to losses. They were then nationalized to protect the job of the workers. However, a loss making private firm will not waste resources by being kept running despite the losses. Okay, here the meaning of the unviable is unprofitable. Okay, it is difficult to close the unprofitable government enterprise. It is because many here we see that many public sector firms incurred huge losses. Okay, बहुत सारे ऐसे पब्लिक सेक्टर थे जो बहुत ज़्यादा लॉस को इनकर कर रहे थे, बट कंटिन्यू टू फंक्शन, स्टिल दे आर कंटिन्यू टू फंक्शनिंग, अभी भी वो फंक्शन कर रहे थे, बिकॉज इट इज़ डिफ़िकल्ट टू क्लोज अ गवर्नमेंट अंडरटेकिंग इवन इफ़ इट इज़ अ ड्रेन ऑफ नेशंस लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज। ये बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट था कि जो भी गवर्नमेंट की अंडरटेकिंग्स है, गवर्नमेंट की जितनी भी इंडस्ट्रीज़ हैं, उनको क्या करना, उनको स्टॉप करना, उनको क्लोज़ करना, इफ़ इट इज़ अ ड्रेन ऑन इफ़ इट इज़ अ ड्रेन ऑन नेशंस लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज, कि अगर वो क्या थे, जो भी ड्रेन है नेशंस के, जो भी लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज हैं उनका वो लोग नेशंस का ड्रेन भी कर रहे हैं, मीन्स वेस्ट भी कर रहे हैं, स्टिल क्या था कि गवर्नमेंट के इंटरप्राइजेस को स्टॉप करना, क्लोज़ करना बहुत ही डिफ़िकल्ट था। दिस डज नॉट मीन दैट द प्राइवेट फर्म्स आर ऑलवेज प्रॉफिटेबल। इसका ये भी मतलब नहीं था कि जो भी प्राइवेट फर्म्स थी वो हमेशा ही प्रॉफिटेबल थी, प्रॉफिट अर्न करती थी। इंडीड क्वाइट ऑफ ए फ्यू ऑफ द पब्लिक सेक्टर फर्म वर ओरिजिनली प्राइवेट फर्म्स विच वर ऑन द वर्ज ऑफ द क्लोजर ड्यू टू लॉसेस। ओके, बहुत सारी ऐसे फ्यू पब्लिक सेक्टर थी जो क्या थी, पब्लिक सेक्टर तो थी बट वो लोग ओरिजिनली में क्या थी, प्राइवेट सेक्टर थी। दे विच वर ऑन दी वर्ज ऑफ क्लोजर, वो क्या थी, उस कंडीशन में थी कि वो क्लोज़ हो जाती ड्यू टू लॉसेस, कि लॉस क्या था, बहुत एक्सट्रीम हो रहा था। दे वर देन नेशनलाइज टू प्रोटेक्ट द जॉब ऑफ द वर्कर, बट उस टाइम क्या हुआ, उनको नेशनलाइज कर दिया गया एज अ पब्लिक सेक्टर, सो दैट the job of the worker who are working there, they can be protect the job of the workers, कि जो भी जॉब कर रहे हैं उसमें, उस सेक्टर्स में अगर वो लॉस हो जाएगी तो बंद हो जाएगी, अगर शट डाउन हो जाएगी तो जितने भी वर्कर हैं दे वर unemployed, so that all the private sector is nationalized at the public sector. So can we protect the job of the workers? However, a loss making private firm will not waste resources. ओके जो लॉस मेक करी थी प्राइवेट फर्म विल नॉट वेस्ट रिसोर्सेज. ओके वो लोग क्या करे थे कि वो लोग रिसोर्सेज को वेस्ट नहीं कर रहे थे बाई बीइंग केप्ट रनिंग डिस्पाइट दी लॉसेस, कि वो लोग लॉस के टाइम भी उसको रन करते रहे. ऐसी कंडीशन में वो लोग क्या कर रहे थे, अपने कंपनी को, अपने प्राइवेट कंपनी क्या कर रहे थे, वो लोग शट डाउन कर दे रहे थे, बिकॉज वो लोग नहीं चाह रहे थे. अ लॉस मेकिंग प्राइवेट फर्म विल नॉट वेस्ट रिसोर्सेज. वो रिसोर्सेज को वेस्ट नहीं कर रहे थे कि वो उसको कंटिन्यू किए रहे, इसलिए वो ऐसी कंडीशन पे क्या करते थे, शट डाउन कर देते थे. नेक्स्ट इज मिस यूज़ ऑफ द licensing policy. The need to obtain a license to start an industry was to misuse by the industrial houses. Okay, there is a new strategy, a new is working is started, that the people are started to misuse of the industry's license, which is kept as the important for starting a new unit or for expanding a production. So a big industrialist would get a license not for starting a new firm, but to prevent competitor from the starting new firm. Okay, the one who is big industrialist, they do not want license for the starting a new firm, they do not want to start a new firm, but they have taken the license to prevent from the competitor, so that they can protect from the competitor. If they taken the license, there will be no competitor come. For that purpose they have taken the license. Excessive regulation of the what came to be called the permit license Raj. The excessive regulation what come to be, there were excessive regulation which is called the permit license Raj, prevented certain firms from the become more efficient. ओके वो क्या किया, प्रोटेक्ट किया, कि प्रिवेंट किया कि दैट द जो भी डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्रीज़ हैं वो क्या हो, मोर एफिशिएंट हो. मोर टाइम वॉज स्पेंड बाय इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट इन ट्राइंग टू ऑब्टेन अ लाइसेंस और लॉबी विद द कंसर्न मिनिस्टर rather than on thinking about how to improve their product. Most of the big industrialists, they have wasted their time to take a license from the concerned minister. They do not concentrate how they can improve the quality of the product, so that they are, the big industries are, the big industrialists are wasting their most of the time to taken the licensing, and they are misusing the licensing policy. They do not concentrate more on the how we can increase the quality of the product, how we can produce more and more quantity of the product. Instead of that, they are wasting their time on the taking the license with the concerned ministers. Our next negative impact we will continue in the next classes.